Multicultural and Diverse Young Adult Literature for Every Taste, presented by Carrie Vinson. I put together this video because I wanted to familiarize you with several different titles and genres that are considered multicultural or dealing with diversity. I think it's truly important for everyone to read books about people and cultures who are different in some way from themselves, and we'll discuss some of the benefits in just a bit. I hope that you're able to see something that piques your interest or has you curious enough to go to the library or fire up your Kindle and check out one or more of these books, or at least I hope you're inspired to read books written by authors of diverse ethnicities and cultures. So why should you read multicultural or diverse literature? Reading them has many benefits, such as teaching us to respect and appreciate different cultures. As we begin to see the world through different perspectives, we learn to understand and empathize with people who are different from us, and we become more tolerant and less fearful. We often meet characters who share our private struggles, and we can learn from their mistakes in a safe setting. Multicultural and diverse literature can help us become more self-aware and can help us discover confidence in who we are as individuals. They're a large part of the civil rights movement of our day. They help create equity and equality in the images and ideas they present, empowering us to dream a better world. So now you know why you should read a multicultural title, but there are so many to choose from. Which ones are best for you? Ask yourself, with what cultures and issues do you identify? Which would you like to learn more about? Which genres do you most enjoy reading? So how do you know which multicultural books are worth reading? A good place to start if you are unsure is with the award winners. The award winners I have featured are books which have been chosen for their cultural contribution, their honest content, and those whose characters accurately portray their culture in a positive way. The Coretta Scott King Awards are given each year to outstanding African American books that demonstrate an appreciation of African American culture and universal human values. The Schneider Family Award honors books that embody an artistic expression of the disability experience for a young audience. Stonewall Book Awards are given to books with exceptional merit relating to the LGBT experience. The Pura Bilpray Award recognizes a book that best portrays the Latino culture experience in a work for youth. If you're interested in books on African American culture or by profound African American authors, you may want to check out anything by award-winning author Sharon Draper, like Copper Sun. This novel about slavery, pain, and suffering shows how the human spirit can endure through hope and determination. If sports, music, or poetry are your thing, The Crossover by Kwame Alexander may be just the book for you. This rhythmic, upbeat story of basketball, hip-hop, and family will not disappoint. Walter Dean Myers is a critically acclaimed author whose books such as Monster, Lockdown, Hoops, and Shooter come highly recommended by many librarians. Monster, a multiple award winner, tells the story of a teenage boy in a juvenile detention center and shows us that one single decision can change our whole lives. Is it possible to escape the cycle of violence and crime plaguing inner-city youth? Lockdown is a gritty novel about 14-year-old Reese, whose life is on a very dangerous path. If graphic novels are more your thing, check out Drowned City, Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans by Don Brown. This gripping as-it-happens narrative captures the experience of those already suffering devastating poverty during one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history. For wonderful insight into modern-day Native American culture from the perspective of a teenager, read The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. In this story, a young man takes his future into his own hands and leaves the Spokane Indian Reservation to enroll in an all-white farmtown high school. Anyone who has ever felt like an outsider will recognize themselves in this hauntingly beautiful poetic memoir. The Cuban author tells of growing up as a child of two cultures during the Cold War. Ink and Ashes by Bailen Maitoni is a novel about a teen discovering her family's secret hidden history. This heart-stopping, action-packed romance sheds light on Japanese-American culture. Kira Kira by Cynthia Katahata explores racial prejudice through the eyes of two Japanese children living in rural Georgia in the 1950s. Can you relate to pretending to be someone other than your true self? just to fit in at school? If so, you should read 10 Things I Hate About Me, Jamila's story of a Muslim teen trying to find her place in the world. Does My Head Look Big in This? By Rhonda Abdel Fattah. This book delivers more than the usual immigrant teen's conflict with her identity. Both hilarious and heartbreaking, Amal is an amazingly diverse character, embracing her faith and struggling with her culture. Do you ever feel as though your parents just don't understand you? Read Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. This intriguing story introduces us to the unusual Pakistani tradition of arranged marriage and shows us how difficult life can be for a young woman being raised among two very conflicting cultures. Written in graphic novel format, Persepolis is a wise and funny personal memoir of a girl growing up in Iran during the Islamic Revolution. It is a reminder of the human cost of war and political repression, and that what we often see in the media gives us a false sense of who the people in this country really are. Palestine by Joe Sacco is a worthy read. This graphic novel helps us understand the oppressive daily conditions Palestinians face each and every day. If you can relate to what it feels like to be bullied, or you've ever wished people could see past your appearance to who you are on the inside, you should read the book Fat Angie by E. Charlton Trujillo. This novel celebrates uniqueness, overcoming adversity, and helps us survive the sometimes nightmarish high school. Not If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom shows us not to judge a person's potential by their disability. The protagonist in this story is a blind athlete, dealing with some heavy issues other than just her disability and how people treat her. Hungry for a book that challenges typical fairy tale relationships? Ash, a mythopoetic twist on Cinderella by author Melinda Lowe, does just that. A winner of both the Prins and the Stonewall Award, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson is a worthwhile read. This is a coming-of-age novel of two teens finding their true identities. Check out The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. This novel takes you on a journey of friendship and courage. It has a first-person perspective on the experience and inner lives of transgender teens. There are many new titles being published featuring LGBT characters. And I Am Jay by Chris Beam is an inspiring story about a transgender teen's struggle to find his own path and love his true self. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe is a multi-award-winning title that can be considered a truly multicultural and diverse novel. The characters in this story expose us to family issues, issues of Mexican identity, and issues of sexual identity. So I've introduced to you just a small sample of the many quality titles featuring diverse characters and issues that have been published recently. I hope that this video has helped to inspire you to check out one of the featured titles or to read a young adult book dealing with diversity. Happy reading, and please share with me the books that impact you most.